I started working on the wall, which is going to be here in front of the couch and the bed. So this is what I'm using the barn board I have for, and so I ran just 2 stringers because those boards are 3/4 inch thick, so they don't need much to hang on to. Ran those and then just insulated it, and as you can see I used a plus nut down here in the bottom, right into the wall, and at the top I used a Craig jig. You might be able to see that back there, right to the back of the cabinets. A little hesitant to do that because I want the cabinets to come out easily if I ever have to take them out. But it's really just 2 Craig jig screws and it's out. And it's really not supporting that much of the wall underneath here. So I'm gonna try and cut my barn boards so that they match the curvature of this pretty well. It'll be a little tricky, but I think it'll look really nice. I'm also going to put that Reflectix which I have over the wheels on top of this because I actually had to split this 3-inch piece in half to get it to fit between the wall and these studs here. So it's not a lot of insulation, so I'm going to add that Reflectix and then I'm going to put plastic over that, so that I think it'll be really well sealed then. Quick sneak peek at the wall I'm installing. So, using the barn boards, I just lightly sanded them to just give them smoother texture so they don't pick up, you know, dust and hair and whatnot. So, still fairly rough, but have a nice feel to them. You won't get splinters from them. So, just got the next piece ready to put in. Just used glue, wood glue, and 3 nails per stringer here. So, I think it's gonna look really nice as pretty much a headboard for the bed. When the bed is up and turned into a couch, you really won't be able to see most of it, but I think either way it's really good. It's pretty light since it's so old, so that's also a benefit to it. And 3/4 inch thick, so if I ever want to screw anything to it or anything, it's pretty sturdy. So that's that. As you can see down here, I started putting the barn board wall up. So it's a little time consuming just to figure out what kind of pieces you want to go where, and then each piece I'm actually ripping the top and the bottom off just to give it a nice smooth
flush. What's the word I'm looking for? Connection? I don't even know. Something on my eyeball.
Yeah, and I got my outlet here, which I'm going to wire in shortly here, and then I will continue putting this up, and then I'll get the countertop cut and get that polyurethane. And check out, this is a full-fledged wall. I built it myself. Well, I guess I should say it's a soon-to-be wall. But anyways, it's looking good. It's quite sturdy. I'm probably going to add some kind of bracing between here and the actual wall just to beef it up a little bit. But it is quite sturdy as it is. And I think I'm probably going to end up putting 1/2-inch plywood, probably birch plywood, over the top of that. And then my tile will go on top of that. So I was considering doing 1/4 inch, but I feel like since I'm doing tile, I should just have a real sturdy backing to it. So starting work on the kitchen. As you can see right here, I've got the kind of the start of it going. I used birch plywood for the ends, and then I got a bunch of stringers that I'm going to use to start kind of framing it together. So, I'll show you my layout here. So, fridge. That's the orientation. So as you can see, a couple drawers, a big door, the stove will be on top of here. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for propane yet, if I use a 20-gallon tank or if I'm just going to use a little 1-pound tank. Double swinging door here. Have a wasted space because the wheel well's in here. It's gonna be one big drawer, I'm thinking, for like pots and pans and that kind of stuff. And then underneath the sink will be the gray water tank and obviously the water pump and all that kind of good stuff for the water system. So now it's just a matter of making it happen. So going pretty well so far, but it's only the start. Check it out. I've got the cabinet face frame, or I don't know what the proper term is, but I've got it all done. Other than the back, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do in the back yet, but everything turned out nice and square, I think, and went together really well. So yeah, the fridge is going to go here. No bottom on there because I just want that as low as possible. I'm going to use those drawer slides and it'll pull right out. There's going to be 2 drawers there. Here's going to be one big door, and the stove is going to be above it. This is going to be a big drawer, and then down there will be a door. The drawer will clear the back of the wheel well there. Here will be the water pump, gray water tank, anything having to do with plumbing pretty much will be under there. And that is kind of just decorative to match the other side. That would probably just be a blank cover on there because the sink will be right here and won't be able to get it out. So I'd say it turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it so far, so I'll keep you updated. Drawers, finished some drawers as well. Definitely got a little crazy. I decided to, as you can tell, they're actually inset and the hinges are exposed. I saw somebody do this and I thought, it's kind of interesting. And that's the same plywood that I have for the windowsill there. So, I don't know. I think I'm happy with it. Kind of gives it a cool little, almost looks like a basket feel, but it's in a drawer. The side open, I did polyurethane the inside of all the drawers, so they've got a real nice finish in there, and I like the grain on top of the drawers and where the hole is too. It's kind of neat. So one big one there and 2 small ones here above the refrigerator. Again, the finish turned out real nice in there. They look almost professional. Never made drawers before, but it went fairly well. I know a lot of times you're supposed to put a dado all around, slide the bottom piece in, but what I did is I just built the frame and then cut a piece to go fit inside of it, and then I glued and put finish nails in all around. I think that's going to be plenty sturdy, but the bottom's a 1/2 inch, so I think we'll be all right. But worst comes to worst, I have to rebuild them someday. It's getting pretty lit in here. So this is just from the new strip lighting that I put underneath the cabinets. You can see there's strip under this one and down there. So at my level, you can't really see the glare or anything, and it looks really nice. I'm really happy because these cabinets down here are more shallow. The light appears brighter on the wall, whereas here there's more distance between the light and the wall, so it kind of gives it almost like a room change feel, which is definitely what I was going for. And then had some extra, not sure if I'll keep it, but I ended up running it on the inside of this cabinet. Just thought it might be nice to have a little light in there. So my only concern is, you can already see it, there's a little glare coming out here, but I could maybe put some caulk in there or something and seal that up. So, but yeah, it's looking really good. I think gives it a nice feel just having that lighting on. Tile going in. My mother had a great idea. She had this in her bathroom, and she said, maybe you could put this in with the tile in your van. And I was like, that is a great idea. I literally never thought of even doing that, but I like it. It's a nice touch. So it's going pretty quickly. Just takes a little time anytime I need to stop and cut around the windowsill or the outlets and switches here, but not too much longer and I'll be done. And then for grout, I had some leftover grout from my house that I was hoping to use, but the more I thought about that, I thought that was a horrible idea because that stuff is bound to crack with all the bumping. So at Home Depot I actually found it's like silicone grout where you can use to grout around your bathtub or like hard to get places. And I'm pretty sure it's sanded, so it looks like grout, but it's like silicone, and it comes in a caulk tube. So I bought two tubes of that, and I think that's gonna be the right way to go because it's gonna have a little bit of flex, but I'm hoping it still looks pretty close to regular grout. So we'll see how it looks, and I will keep you informed. Tiles finished, switches are in, lights are on. Goodness, this thing is really coming together. Definitely happy how it turned out. I ended up only using 1 tube of the sanded grout so I can return a tube. The tube was just about perfect. I'll probably run a little silicone down in the bottom here just to keep the water from running in there if there's ever an accident of any kind. But I'm happy with it. It looks cool. Right here, that is the, what would it be? The D pillar kind of stuck out, and I actually just put tile right onto that pillar. At first I was hesitant, but now I'm very happy I did it. It just gives it a very nice look, especially kind of because it kind of curves with the contour of that pillar. It just finishes it off quite nicely. Not sure if I'll do any kind of trim here or anything, but I'll just leave it as it is. That's about it for now.